Hello everyone and welcome to the Whoop UCI Mountain Bike World Series, the fourth round of the UCI Downhill World Cup in 2026, and it is back at one of our longest serving venues, joint longest serving venue in fact, alongside Val di Sole in Italy. It is of course Salzburgen, Leogang, Salzburger Land in Austria. And the weather gods have not been kind to us this week. All week long it has lashed rain here, but now the sun is finally out and we are faced with a drying track. (17 degrees Celsius out there at the minute. First time we've seen the sun. Let's check out the course. Excuse me, 11 o'clock Central European time. Junior men will get us underway first of all. And then for the first time ever, elite women starting last. There we have you can see the conditions out there in Leogang at the minute. My name's Rick McLaughlin. I'll be taking you through the action all day alongside my good friend, and I'm happy to say colleague, Mark Beaumont. And Mark, the weather has played absolutely havoc as we get ready for this junior men's race all week long here, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's like really hard conditions, hard on the teams, hard on the mechanics, and hard on the riders. The course looks destroyed. The ruts are so deep, and they keep getting deeper because they've got no option but to just get in there, get in that rut and try and be comfortable, and that's what it's all about, getting in those ruts and trying to be relaxed and just rolling with the punches of them.
Well, if you just saw that start list and are slightly concerned that you've missed the junior women's, fear not. Big moment in the history of downhill racing today. Women getting us off last, and we're going to get junior men, junior women out second, then elite men and elite women is the schedule for today. For the first time in the history of the sport, Sterling Stevens-McNab gets us underway for New Zealand, and a big moment straight out of the gate, Mark.
Yeah, he was really lucky to keep it on two wheels there. It looked like he lost his footing on the camber just as he wanted to set up to dive into the left across that first road crossing.
talk us through this opening section as well, because we're seeing a lot of chat in our WhatsApp groups about mud spikes today, and I mean, they'll help you on this stuff, but whenever you get slightly lower down, you're going to lose a lot of top end, aren't you?
Yeah, the thing with Leogang is that he's out in the piste here, it's grassy, muddy, you need the spike, but then they transition into the big motorway section in the middle where they're using an aggregate, and it's hard based, and the spike doesn't work so well from a grip point, but also it doesn't roll very well. It's a really slow tire, and do you take that risk and run a drier tire to get a bit of roll in?
Oh, you can see how much moisture is still out there on the track, and it's just really ploughed up and churned up all the way through here. And we've had a really upside down by downhill standards week of it here in Leogang A practice. Elite men out on course first thing all week long as we see the famous stump section where the winners of the Leogangs of the past are commemorated. Really nice through the stumps there, though. This section's key, this little exit out on the motorway section you were talking about.
Absolutely, that pre-hop he did over that tree stump, you've got to try and land smooth, make a quick turn, and then straighten the bike up to carry the speed into where this drone shot is now.
Yeah, through the tunnel. One of the many tunnels actually here in Leogang.
You mess that corner up and you suffer this whole straight trying to make up the speed.
Yep, Sterling Stevens-McNab, brother of Lockie Stevens-McNab, of course.
Oh, great hop there to get that backside.
Very lucky, that attention to detail. Hope to see him back soon, still recovering from those concussion symptoms. Sterling out in the open. There's the big wall ride. There is a big gap across there, isn't there? And then you hit the woods, and this is where there's some serious time to be made, Mark, the entrance in here.
Yeah, the commitment, the difference in commitment levels into this wood section is massive. You can see it from people's head cams. You see it from the footage that we've seen already posted.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was absolutely heart in the mouth stuff from Sterling Stevens-McNab, but we're going to see a lot of that today, Mark.
It's not going to be a race about perfection. It's going to be a race about being instinctive, battling a bit of adversity, and grit and determination. Just hang on, keep going, forget the mistake, and just concentrate on the next obstacle, the next turn.
This would have been a track for Mark Beaumont back in the heyday, wouldn't it? You'd have been licking your lips at this.
Yeah, it's challenging, it's not easy. You've got to keep going and keep persevering, and you might we'll get surprise results today.
Yeah, as our colleague Ollie Beckinsale always says in the mud cross-country races, you've got to be content that you're going to make mistakes. It's not going to be a perfect run, but it's how you react and how you deal with those mistakes.
Exactly, exactly. If you dwell, there's no time to dwell on it. You've got to forget it and crack on.
Well, Sterling Stevens-McNab, it was a good, solid run to get things underway in Leogang here. Stevens-McNab with a 3:36.264. Fastest time yesterday, a 3:29.173 from Jonty Williamson as we get the UK's Rowan Cross out of the start hop. Cross already down into the woods now.
It's not a day for the white GB jersey.
No, there's going to be washing machines up and down the land taking an absolute hiding after this one. 9/10 of a second back at the first bit, turns into 1.1 at the 4 for Cross. We haven't seen a lot of the run, but we'll be well used to these conditions, UK racer.
Yeah, he'll be used to the mud and the slippy and horrible. But this is where that wood section, you're coming in so fatigued. It's very much a mixed course. Fast off cambers at the top, the big flat motorway with the jumps in the middle, and then a really technical wood section, which is the bulk of where you can make time.
First time he's made it through finals. Rowan Cross completes his first ever UCI Downhill World Cup full run. 1.3 seconds back for him. Big moment in his career, though. Take your hat off to him.
Yeah, great. Very respectable. He'll go away, he'll learn from it, and he'll come back stronger next week.
Seppi Binsbergen from New Zealand gets us out of the start hut, and he's already into the rock section, into the root section. You can just see how easy it is to get straightened up there and into trouble.
This right-hander that he's approaching now is really hard.
Oh, yeah, problems for Binsbergen. Has to dab a foot. Aaron Gwynn, who can forget that run? One here without a chain.
Yeah, there's been some great runs here over the years.
Gwynn back in 2015, that was. Stevie Smith, his first overall title here in 2013. Binsbergen. Oh, he'll have felt that.
He's just got offline and started fighting. You see, he's offline, fighting, catches the rut on the wrong edge.
Yeah, my legs don't do that anymore. Bensbergen, hope he's all right after that. But that's the, I mean, as we get Finn Halling out of the gate.
You see, that's what it is today. It's just a split second, and unless you've got cat-like reactions, the chances are it's very difficult to save it.
7.7 seconds back for Halling, but Mark, it is worth touching on a bit of the history of this place. If you're new to downhill racing, Leogang is one of those venues that just always produces a good bike race. It's always drama here. It's always some of the most memorable moments in the sport's history. We mentioned Aaron Gwynn without a chain in 2015, Stevie Smith getting the overall title. They tend to happen here in Leogang, don't they? Yeah,
there's been some great races here over the years, and it makes a great racetrack, dry or wet. You know, the rains come on, the course has got hard, the riders have been like, it's been an absolute battle this week just to get down. And then, obviously, the great races in the dry that we've had as well. It always produces fantastic racing.
Well, Finn Halling hauls his way down towards the line. 10.5 seconds back, so some dramas on that run for Halling, but he'll be back for more.
You're going to see that theme with, like, big time gaps.
Yeah, Dara Ryan, really hotly tipped young junior from Ireland, riding for Orbea FMD Racing, and a really chilled out big lad who's come on the wing of another really chilled out big lad that we know, Martin Mays. You see the dirt just down the right hand side, may have already been down. Dara Ryan, good spot in Hawkeye. Oh, Ryan down again.
Oh, a heavy hit on his left shoulder.
Yeah, let's have a look at it, Mark. And this is how quickly it goes wrong here. Yeah, just got high, didn't he?
Yeah, he just got his front wheel just outside the rut, and there's no traction. The front washed, and he's straight down, and it's easily done today.
As we go back up, 15 to go now in this Junior Men's World Cup. Casper Hickman
on the cube, the big guy on the cube bike.
You have a theory, don't you, that Matt Simmons' influence on this Cube Factory Racing squad is really paying dividends. Everyone's pro, chilled out, going about their business. Look at this, 6.2 seconds at the 4 split for Hickman as well.
Yeah, it's a great ride. He's green in every sector so far. Yeah, Matt Simmons is a constant professional. He'll be crossing the I's and dotting the T's or the other way around.
You got that the right way around. Well done. I'd got that wrong. Hickman, though, Finnish national champion. We haven't seen a lot of him this season, but really, really tall, big physical rider. Uses his size on the bike really, really nicely. Not unlike Simmons. Goes 6.5 seconds faster than Sterling Stevens-McNab. Good run from Hickman. That was the same as yesterday's fastest time, so looking good. Luc Savater, Spanish national champion. You can see how much the bike's being asked to do down that little roll-in. I say little roll-in, it's chunky, but just gets knocked offline there. And we watched that during the Allruns course preview, didn't we? The right-hander that follows that, Mingen.
Absolutely, the exit of it is horrible. Off camber, full of holes, and the bike, you see his bike doesn't get a chance to settle. It's just stump, big root, stump, all the way into that. You can't settle down and like pick your braking point.
Well, next up, Royal Schneeberger had a really good time last time out in Ludenviel. Second place to Jonty Williamson there. 1.9 down though for Schneeberger, so needs to get a move on. And Santa Cruz, Goodman's, Berg Tech, not having a great day yesterday, Mark.
No, not a great day for them. But I'm sure, you know, it's unpredictable this year. We've seen guys get in, we've seen big names not get in, and that's just the nature of the beast, especially when we have weather conditions like this.
Yeah, 3:29.7, fast matching the quality time of yesterday. 2.5 seconds back for Schneeberger, the Swiss rider.
You'll notice the brake caliper, the disc they've got covers. Now this was not a thing when I was racing. We'd use a bit of a Coke can or a beer can to cover the top of the caliper to stop the mud going in there. This is an evolution of that.
If you had any lying about, if there was any lying about the pit.
Yeah, we'd have to find one.
Yeah, it certainly seems to be this season's bit of tech fashion. 3.1, the disc covers. And I guess the idea is to keep the heat consistent in the brake, isn't it? To hold it in there.
Yeah, they keep excess mud off it, and they keep a consistent brake that's not, you know, if you hit a big puddle or big lump of mud goes in there, it changes, cools. You don't get the, they want the consistent feeling of the grab of the brake.
Thomas Bruno on course for MS Racing, and he's 11.1 seconds back at the third split. And we mentioned Santa Cruz, Bergtech, Goodman early on. We were talking about it this morning over breakfast, actually. A real contrast yesterday in how some of the big teams have had shockers yesterday, and some of the smaller teams, MS Racing, having a good time of it yesterday.
Yeah, they are. They are. And it's that kind of day where you can do great things today and make a name for yourself, kickstart your season.
Henry Kiefer here last season, third place in the elite men's race, and that was the ride that kind of established him. And he'd already won Junior Worlds a couple of years before that, but that was the ride really in elites that established him as a household name.
Yeah, and he's done the same yesterday. He's right up there in qualifying.
Next up, Boston Bryant from the USA on the intense. 5.7 back at the third split, turns into 7.4 at the fourth. And Bryant, it's so visually busy through those woods as well. So choppy, so hard to actually identify what line you want to be on, I guess, Mark. Yeah,
it is, and where you think you want to go in your head is not always where you're going to end up. So there's going to have to be adjustments, and also vision is
huge,
massive. You've got to try and control your vision as best you can.
Well, Hickman's time holding up really, really well. Still 3.1 seconds to the good ahead of Schneeberger. 8.5 back for Boston Bryant. A muddier race he'll probably never enter. Ryder Wilson up next from Canada. Really, really fast young Canadian rider. Let's see where he is on the splits. He was 5 seconds back, so Hickman seems to have really, he turns it, yeah, it was 3.7, it turns back to 5 again, so there's been a big dab or a mistake somewhere for the Canadian in there, and Hickman has really made the most sense of this place so far.
So he's riding the zeroed bike, Rick, the gearbox belt-driven bike.
Yeah, we did see it in some of the early mud races last year, the gearbox belt-driven bikes having problems keeping the belts on them. Let's have a look at the slow-mo of him. Yeah, mid-air, tear off. Doesn't get more stylish than that, does it?
No, so...
roll off, sorry, I stand corrected.
Yeah, so he's pulling the toggle on his goggle there to pull an inch clear film that runs across the goggle lens, and that just gives him clear vision again through essentially a letterbox. And they have to manage that the whole way down. You'd almost plan where you're going to pull the roll-off, ideally.
Luke Mallon out next for the USA. Let's just get an update on his splits, because, whoa, massive! Huge crash from Mallon, was going wrong early in the corner. Unclipped and then had to abandon ship. Mark talks through it.
He's coming in hot though. His entry speed is optimistic, as fast as we've seen.
Optimistic, is that what you're billing that as?
Optimistic.
Well, yeah, back to the top for Malik Boatwright. I should apologise to Malik. I've been saying Malik this season. It's Malik. Another belt-driven gearbox bike. Yeah, I'm not 100%, but I think tear-offs, the old-school tear-offs where you discard a bit of film on front of the goggles, I think they're not admissible now. It has to be a roll-off.
Yeah, I think you're right, just for, like, essentially littering.
Yeah. Were you tear-offs or roll-offs?
I would use both.
Okay.
I would use both. If it was a day like today, I'd have roll-offs, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, when you get roll-offs to work, they're brilliant, but sometimes, remember where was it, Petey finished a race and there was just a big streamer of roll off behind him.
Yeah, you blow the canister and it comes a streamer. I mean, Athertons will have done their homework. They know how to ride bikes, set up bikes for wet races. So
I think Boatwright goes to the big scrub there, gets hung up, but goes fastest by 0.3 of a second. Really aggressive run, and it added up for him. Into the hot seat for Boatwright. 7 to go. Excuse me, 6 to go. Alex Mallon, you can see, still hitting big puddles up there. And there's those holes marked just all the way across that off-camber section up top. And it does look like it's getting a bit stickier up top. Yeah, oh no. That's a flat. Is that for Mallon? It is, yep. Alex Mallon, the second of the two Mallons.
He's been down as well on his right hip and elbow. You can see the, the mud there.
Well, there you go. No bueno.
Yeah, that top section, there's loads of big hits, like constantly through that right-hand corner where they merge onto the bike park, and then they go back off into the off-camber grass where it's all about precision, hitting that rut to carry your speed across the camber.
Nando Caminada up next for Switzerland. Caminada on the 78.
So this is a man-made rock section that they hit there, and then into this tunnel. They've made an adjustment this morning. You can just see it in your picture there. The matting. People were struggling on the concrete where the mud had been dragged to get on the brakes, and it wipes out. First split, Rick.
3.5 seconds back on that time of Malik Boatwright. So Boatwright was fast up top.
Yeah, so they've put the rubber matting down just to give them a bit of traction so they can check their brakes before they enter that big grass left-hander.
You can see, but it's almost wetter in that second section, isn't it? It's like the top of it's dry and maybe in the wind.
Yeah, that you could be right there. It's
yeah, he's in trouble here down for the root section, just on clips.
It's a lot more open to the elements. There's no protection from the forest, so it's going to dry quicker. And I think,
got bucked on the way in there. That's where we saw problems for Binbergen earlier on.
It's so hard to be precise through that section. The bike is not settled. There's no clean place to turn, brake. It's really tricky.
Yeah, 5 to go after him. Nisbet, Griffiths, Forlan, Eller and Williamson. That stump section, I remember the 2020 UCI World Championships here. Reese Wilson through the bottom half of it, just linking two big double pulls together, and walked away with a gold medal that day. So there's definitely time to be had through the route section, but you're risking so much exit speed.
Reese made that section look easy all week.
He tends to do that and stuff like that. Yeah, he's annoying like that. Caminada though, 6 seconds back after those troubles in the routes. Won a IXS Downhill Cup, Belvald, earlier in the year. Caminada won a Swiss Enduro Series. They're not easy things to win either at the end of last year. Yeah, Caminada through there nicely. Links that together really nicely, and if he has done a lot of enduro racing in the past, he's 6.6 back at split free Caminada, but
he looks good down here in the trees. It's linking together really nicely.
8.6 seconds back on that Forbidden bike with a high pivot. Does everything he can to get over the left-hand side, and may have just sort of got a bit clumsy on the entrance. But that's it, Mark. It's making those fine judgments. What line am I going for, and how aggressively am I going to go for it?
Yeah, exactly. It's risk versus reward.
On clip there as well. Caminada starting to get tired now, maybe. Understandably, as he heads down towards the line.
Oh, it's a physical track. It really is a physical track.
Caminada crosses the line then. 5 to go here in Leogang. And here we go, Mark. Talk us through some of these shots.
It's just so awkward in that particular stump section where we've got all the famous former winners.
Did well to stay up there, actually, through there. It was a closer run thing than it might have looked. Here we go, though, from the Tweed Valley in Scotland. Stan Nisbet, and this will be a slice of Stan Nisbet, if ever there was one. This place in the mud.
He nails that awkward right-hander we talked about, Rick.
0.2 of a second back at the first split. Nisbet on that Gamex. All of Aon Racing's riders making it through in the finals for the first time in the history of that team this weekend. Really cool to see.
Yeah, he does a good job through there. Maintains his line, carries his speed out.
0.8 of a second back, but it's really once Nisbet hits the wood section properly, that is where we are going to see him come alive.
You see how hard he's pulling for those two big tables, trying to get the backside to get that pump.
Yeah, massive. We had a massive crash here in practice on this motorway section, didn't we, with Troy Brosnan earlier in the week?
Yeah, he made it through qualifying yesterday in the top 10 after a huge crash for an unsighted bike that another rider had unfortunately crashed, and he had nowhere to go. Very lucky to be racing, and great to see him up and in today's final.
Nisbet, though, this really is, I'm excited about this. This guy lives for really tight technical riding in amongst the trees, and he is about to get a face full of that here in Leogang.
He opts to go round the gap there after the wall ride, Rick.
Nicely done through there, Nisbet. This is it now. This is where he's 2.3 seconds back on the way in. Let's see what it is on the way out on that big Gamex bike with that really unique bar and stem setup. Look how far behind the front axle he is.
That setup should come, if it's going to come into its own anywhere, it's going to be in these steep trees.
Nisbet through there. Eyes almost touching the inside of the goggle lens. We look down, Junior, Tools supported team, Aon Racing. 3 seconds, he's lost. Couple of tenths in here. But it's just keeping the bike moving. It looks so wet still in there.
Yeah, he looks like he's going really well, but he's still losing tenths of a second.
Let's just get him down there. Nisbet. You see the big inputs he has to make in the bars to get the front end of that thing turned. Heads out into the open. It'll start to dry up now. Heads for the big finish line jump. Gets across it nice and smoothly. We've seen the last couple of riders hanging up into 4th place. 4.9 seconds back for Nisbet. Aon Racing fully through into finals this weekend. Felix Griffiths for the Santa Cruz Syndicate, first Syndicate rider we've seen today. Let's catch up with him further down the course. 1 second back at the first split, and I said this would have been a track for Mark Beaumont back in the day. This would have been a track for Steve Peat back in the day, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, horrible, awkward turns, muddy. Yeah, it'd be all of the Brits. You know, this is what we race all summer. We don't get a summer.
But oh no, Griffiths off the bike in the stump section, and Mark, that entrance has always, no matter how they mark this section of course, the entrance in it has always been tricky.
Yeah, it looked like he opted not to do the pre-op, which is obviously risk and high commitment. And just bubbled on something on the right-hand side, and he was almost off the bike before he got to that right-hander.
Yeah, 15 seconds back now. His brother Oscar had a huge crash in practice earlier on this week, and it is a long season now. Mark, talk us through.
Yeah, you see, he opts to go riders right here, and he's just. Yeah. I think he's offline. He doesn't mean to go down there, I don't think.
And the worst thing you can see in a stump or a root section is a white root, and that's exactly what he hit, because that's had all the mud and whatever grip could have been there cleared off it. Rob, the new Santa Cruz Syndicate team manager, watching on the bottom alongside Big Petey. Free to go then, Forlan, Eller, Williamson up next. Felix Griffiths, not going to be his day today, but the commitment's there, isn't it? The speed's there. He just needs to get the race run. But that comes, I mean, this is why they're racing in juniors, Mark. It comes with experience.
Exactly. That's what the category's all about. You learn your craft. You understand what intensity you can deliver.
He's on the move through here, isn't he?
He's got nothing to lose, though, has he? Yeah. you have a little bit more experience. You pick your battles, you pick your sections where you can go 100% in, or where you've got to rein it in and be a bit cautious, and that's what all these guys are learning.
Felix Griffiths, 18.2 back on. Oh, the race lead of Malik Boatwright, and actually got out of that one a lot better than I thought it was going to go for him for a second there.
He dropped into a massive compression there before he lost control.
Here we go, talk us through it.
There.
Yeah.
It's just a huge hit that pitches his way forward. He's lucky that he didn't go out the front door.
I think we've all had that crash as well, haven't we, where all of a sudden you're on the front of the bike and it's not looking as prosperous as it once was. Free to go then, Noé Forlan. The Swiss rider drops in. So currently, as it stands, Malik Boatwright, Casper Hickman, Raul Schneeberger, your top three, free to go. Forlan on course now. You can hear the noise of that bike hitting. There's a big, big hole developing in that long right-hander right at the start of the track.
Here, there's like, you've got to be perfect into that right where it leaves the bike. Oh, he's down. He's down.
He's down, yeah, just off. On that off-camber section, Forlan, oh, that is an absolute nightmare for him. 8-foot round 1 for Forlan, 18-foot round 2, and here we go, Mark. Just gets off track here, doesn't he?
He pushes the front, so he hits the rut really nicely to commit to the camber, and the front end just doesn't hook up, and it just understeers and pushes away off the camber.
Really similar crash to what we saw Jackson Goldstone have in his GoPro course preview earlier in the week. It's off camber, but it's off camber for a very long time up there, and it's quite easy to just have the front wash on you, and there's nothing to really get across to save you.
No, you're relying on those natural ruts that have formed. Like, that was just fresh grass at the start of the week, right? And also, it's quite flat after that. So if you don't maintain your speed, it's quite a long straight all the way across to that first tunnel that we mentioned earlier.
2 to go then. Eller and Williamson remain at the top. Forlan roared on by the crowd. Plenty of support for the Swiss riders here in Austria. Let's see how he does in the stumps. Gets that hop in.
Oh, that's as good as we've seen.
Yeah.
That's as good as we've seen. He's
5.7 back. I'm not saying that the impossible's on here, but we've seen the impossible happen in Leogang before. Forlan still 5.7, so he's maintaining velocity.
You can still gather a good haul of points. Just keep battling. And he might get a respectable result today, you know?
Yeah, hit a big puddle there on the way through. Really nice and tucked through here. This is where, as well, you've got to be absolutely perfect. Not only with your takeoffs, but where you land on that motorway section as well.
Exactly. You need every backside to keep generating momentum, tucking down behind the bars, trying to carry as much speed all the way across this sort of motorway section.
Forlan nails the wall ride. 61.6 kilometers an hour through the speed trap, moving.
Oh, nice. Nice entry.
Really nice. Oh, what could have been for Forlan, because it looks like he's got this place dialed in. It was just a mistake on that off-camber early in the run. Really unusual looking style on the bike as well, like sort of seeming to keep his core really solid.
He made the best of that. He was slightly more inside than he wanted to be, perhaps a foot and a half.
He's fine time.
Squared the corner and still carried good speed there in that steep right.
Yeah, he's found 0.4 of a second, so let's see how he gets out of the woods, having a really good go at this. 5.3, yep. So still moving forward. Good run this, given that he's had to put that mistake out of his mind early on.
He can still take positives from it. You know, he's on pace, barring that little mishap on the camber. He's on pace. There'll be positives to take from it.
Really nicely done through there. Keeps the feet up, gets a good exit charge out of there. Big hole on the way out of there now as well.
That right hand is pretty critical, and it'll become more critical later on to carry speed. This is quite a long straight into that big table before the finish.
Noé Forlan goes 5th with a crash. 5.1 seconds back for the Swiss rider. What could have been for him. Without that crash at the top, Mark, you'd have to think that would have challenged for the win.
Yeah, fantastic ride.
2 to go. Lois Eller, the German. leaves the star hut in Leogang. Eller, 6th at the last round. Didn't get through the finals at round 1. But my goodness, did you see his finish line save yesterday?
Oh, wow. If he'd have hit that finish line gantry,
He came off the finish line jump and got spat really, really wide, and then had to tuck it just about round the finish arch, and was laughing and shaking his head almost before he got the move completed. But really talented young bike rider.
Really nice through there.
Yeah.
He like skipped over those rocks. Oh, I see
Oh, foot out there, but manages to keep moving. So I wonder, Mark, is there just a big hole in that rut somewhere?
I think the ruts are pretty, like
He's faster, 9/10 of a second.
The ruts can be your friend, but also as they evolve, more people use them, and then it might become that it's not the option anymore because it's just too deep and upsets the bike too much.
Eller on a run here. First split's good. First time we've seen it go green for a while. Malik Boatwright still leading the way on that brand new Scott Gambler. And it's strange because it unclips there, but manages to just keep paddling and keep moving, Mark.
I think it worked. Like, it wasn't perfect, but he's obviously opted to safety put his foot out and get through that corner.
This is what you were talking about earlier in the broadcast as well. When conditions are as bad as this, you've got to be content with it not being perfect and just make the best of it and keep charging as he heads on the motorway section now. Penultimate rider of the Junior Men's Downhill World Cup here in Leogang.
Nicely over both of those tables.
7/10 is still green.
That'll pay dividends into this long straight.
Needs to be really, really tidy through here now, Eller. Challenging for his first ever UCI Downhill World Cup win. Goes really, really deep over the tabletop, but just about lands it right and no more. Nicely across there.
Did you go triple there?
Tell you, if there was a mistake on the motorway from Eller, I didn't see it. Looking really, really strong here. Let's see what the next split tells us. Still 7/10. Looking super, super solid. So needs to survive the woods now, and that is a big, big ask on a day like today in Leogang. Good entry.
Yeah, great entry onto the bridge.
You hear the fans in their chainsaws roaring.
He looks like he's still got plenty of energy. He's attacking.
Yeah, super positive, giving this one a good go, Eller. There's the hot seat, Boatwright. It's all of a sudden a lot more serious. Continental African as well, a win for them would be huge.
Yeah.
2/10 of a second, though the lights continue to go green, but it's only 2/10 of a second for Eller now.
He needs to keep pushing all the way to the line if he wants to keep this dream alive.
Across that gap jump, little pedal midair, clear some mud off the bike. There's not much track left to play with here, but he needs to be really clever, and crucially, he needs to not hit the start gantry like he nearly did yesterday.
Oh, he's nice and tidy through there.
Really, really good. Is Lois Eller about to ride himself into the hot seat with only one rider left at the top? Just one jump to go, gets across it a lot smoother than yesterday. Across the line, Eller goes third. Nearly 6/10 back. Lost it in the final split, Mark.
Is the dirt a little bit more claggy as it transitions from wet to dry?
I was just going to say, we've seen a few of the riders struggle to get over that finish line jump, and I wonder if the exit of the woods combined with the actual dirt itself being stickier, causing all sorts of problems. But here's Jonty Williamson, fastest yesterday, last rider to drop here in Leogang. Oh. Williamson, the New Zealand national champion, has won them both so far this year, going for 3 in a row.
Oh, he was pretty good across that first
Yeah,
camber.
that was
really
a
nice.
decent start. Yeti Fox, brand new race rig here this weekend, as well as a lot of the teams have done. The big trucks are well and truly back. Yeti's one of the biggest out there, actually. And this guy, Jonty Williamson, he's just a sponge, isn't he? Soaking up all the knowledge from Richie Rood.
Yeah, he looks great. Like, perfect
really
skip
nice through there. Doesn't go wide in the corner. Commits to that rut. Hangs a leg off, but that's no harm at all. Just balancing the bike nicely. Let's see what the split says. Faster by 2 seconds, Mark.
That's a big margin in 45 seconds of riding.
Huge, absolutely huge. Jonty Williamson on a tear in 2026.
He'll nail this section now with the stumps, and he'll be laughing.
Mark Beaumont literally rubbing his hands, enjoying this one in the commentary booth alongside me. Jonty Williamson just seems to be one of those riders who has got the confidence behind him at the minute and is just making this look easy in Leogang. Let's see his entry into the stump section. Nice.
Oh, yeah. He nailed it, absolutely nailed it. Doubles out, doubles gets that pump into the big tabletop.
And there it is, 3.9 seconds now, nearly doubles his advantage in one split.
He's strong on the pedals, I guess.
Well, he rides for Yeti, doesn't he? That kind of goes with the...
Well, if you train with Richie Rude, you're going to be strong on the pedals. You have a choice.
Exactly. The food bill on that place, absolutely huge. Williamson.
You see how low he is behind his bars. He's trying to be as aero as he can.
Yeah, different from Rude and Waite, his teammates in that respect. More compact on the bike, but uses it to his advantage really well. Really good power to weight ratio. There's Gunnar from Yeti watching on the bottom, liking what he's seeing. That guy knows how to create a winning race team and is doing so really nicely at Yeti. 4.7 seconds faster, nearly 5 seconds before he hits the woods, and this is going to be explosive. Really, really nicely in there for the New Zealand national champion.
In that transition from the wall ride to the top of the woods, I'd be inhaling as much air as I could, just trying to breathe and calm yourself down, because it's so technical in here.
I think I'd probably still be inhaling mud from having crashed earlier on. Really nice high line through there from Jonty Williamson. 4.7 seconds to split through. How's he going to get on the woods, though?
He looks like he's still attacking, don't you think, Rick?
Yeah, he's having a really, really aggressive time of it in here. And Mark, when conditions are like this, 7.3 seconds faster. Gunnar shakes the head. He says, that'll do, park the bus.
Yeah, bring it home.
Yeah, just get the thing to the line now. 7.3 seconds, Jonty Williamson.
What a run, what a run.
It's not over yet either. And as ever in mountain biking, it can all change in the blink of an eye. But Jonty Williamson, it's all done bar the screaming now. Heads to, oh, nearly slides out just as I say that. Hits the finish line, jump down the line. Jonty Williamson is going to be undefeated in 2026. 7.5 seconds faster than Malik Boatwright.
What a statement ride from Jonty.
Top to bottom, Mark. That was a top to bottom job. He absolutely executed every single... I mean, we talked about early on about you're going to have to be comfortable making mistakes. You're going to have to be comfortable with it not going right. That went about as well as it could go, didn't it?
He didn't look that uncomfortable to me. You know, he rode with aggression. He rode with commitment the whole way, top to bottom.
Yeah, great to see. And it wasn't a case either of he was trying to make the time up top and then manage it in the woods. He still trucked on in the woods, didn't he? Talk us through some of these shots. Where did he do it?
Well, that transition from the bike park across to this tunnel, he was inch perfect. This rock section, two little hop in, skip through. We saw this awkward right-hander here, where he dropped a leg and just managed it.
Really strong ride. And you see, hit the pedals. Just stretch the hand out and watch this through here, Mark. This is total commitment.
I know, I'm looking at the bike. It's so settled. There's no awkward spikes from it. It's doing exactly as he wants. He's obviously very confident in the package he's got below him.
Well, we've seen this, haven't we? Some of the big teams specialise notably as well, you know, prototyping these bikes at the races, and that bike's about 3 years into development now, so maybe it's coming good at exactly the right time for Jonty Williamson. It's definitely not slowing him down anyway. There you go, look at that, 7.5 seconds the difference to Malik Boatwright in what is traditionally one of the tightest races of the weekend.
Yeah, it's a huge margin, huge margin. I think we're going to see big margins today.
Weller doing its best to disrupt things. Here's Jonty.
Jonty Williamson, wow, 3 from 3. Congratulations, what a run out there today.
Thank you. Yeah, it doesn't really feel real, but put down basically exactly what I want to again this week. And worked super hard on the motorway, so happy.
Honestly, it looked like an outrageous run. The conditions out there are obviously so difficult. How did you find them for yourself?
Yeah, I honestly wasn't coming with too much confidence. Like, I struggled a lot this morning. I was loving it yesterday, but yeah, I'm not sure. Just sort of, I don't know. Yeah.
How do you turn that not so much confidence around you? You know, you have such a good support with you, with your team there. Is that kind of a part of it?
Yeah, just like Lions coach and manager are super good with like talking, just trust yourself and everything. So, yeah.
And we just can't wait to see it. It's been honestly so great to see you out there, Jonty. Congratulations.
Thank you. So happy.
Jonty Williamson becomes only the second junior man to win the opening 3 rounds of a season alongside Thibaut Deprel, that did it back in 2019. He's not exactly slow either.
No, absolutely not. He's a guy that's gone on to win multiple races in the pros, so you know you wouldn't bet against that happening with Jonty either, would you, Rick?
No, and you just wonder if the stars have aligned nicely for Jonty, absolutely taking nothing away from him, but having the talent that moved up into elites at the end of last year and then remain in juniors, it's just going to be better and better for him, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's 2 ways to look at that. You can't pick it, so you've got to just persevere and make the best of it, and the cream will always rise to the top, and it might not be in under 18s, it might be early in pros.
180 points now, top of the charts in the overall Jonty Williamson. Should point out as well, first podium for a Finnish rider in junior downhill World Cup racing for Hickman.